Trey, welcome in. Come in, have a seat. Good to see you.
How you doing?
Doing well. Hope you are.
Yes, sir.
How about all these football offers? We talk about basketball. What about all these football offers coming in?
Oh, it's shocking, honestly. I didn't know it was coming. I'm hoping for more, though.
It feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels great.
And did you get you've had calls from people like Carolina, you've had visits from people like Duke, and Wake Forest is in the house, and you got NC State. I remember saw the NC State from Coach Rivers. Congratulations. How about all these schools? It's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm just enjoying the run right now. It sounds fun. I mean, it looks fun. I mean, it is fun.
What about what's your best memory going back to your days as just a little kid? You were back at Dudley back in the old days.
My best memory is probably when Dudley played Word of God. Remember that game?
John Wall, C.J. Leslie.
Wall, that was a fun game.
I remember those nights. P.J. would go to the locker room. He'd get hurt. He'd come back out. It's like Superman's return.
Yeah, like when he passed out on the court, came back up and scored like 30 more points.
When he would leave and come back after being hurt, he'd be better than he was before. Crazy stuff.
Pulling from half court.
You remember? I'll throw a quick memory because your last memory I'll have of you was back when you were a little kid watching those games at Dudley, and you probably remember this. It's still my long-term memory would be when you would come over and myself would be broadcasting on the big blonde-headed guy Big Jim. You used to ask, "Are you guys Mike and Mike from the Mike and Mike show in the morning?" I remember you said that one time. This kid must be watching TV before school to know that.
Yeah, I mean, y'all used to tell me about Mike and Mike too, so I was like, okay. I just talked to the guys from Mike and Mike. I tell my people at school.
That's good stuff because I remember the Mike and Mike is what I remember about Trey Turner forever, going back those days. Making a Hayco All-Tournament team, how big was that? I mean, you're only a sophomore getting all these recognitions now, getting recognized. How about making that Hayco All-Tournament team?
I mean, it wasn't that shocking. I mean, like I played good the whole tournament, so I was kind of expecting it. I mean, I wish we won the last game, but it was tough. I was happy. We played good as a team.
How about Southwest next Tuesday night? What does it take to beat those guys?
Well, it takes us hitting shots because we didn't make a lot of shots early last game, and they got on a run and pushed us ahead. We can't let them leak out. We got to get back on defense. But we can beat them if we play like we always do. Play like Northwest basketball.
They're a quick bunch, aren't they?
Yeah, the Twins are really fast, and they're fast-paced kids, and just Cam, they all play together. They're a good team.
They know their game well because they know their spots on the floor because they've been together for so long.
Yeah.
But you got a big game before that. Who's tomorrow night?
We play Glenn tomorrow.
Glenn, that's at your place too, right?
Yes, sir.
You got to make sure you take care of business there first, all right?
True.
And important is important. What about we talk about those Langleys again? But we got to remember Kamen Mitchell and Orlando Smith, those other two guys too, because those guys will actually hurt you as bad as sometimes because Mitchell gets down. And Mitchell hurts you pretty bad at your place.
Yeah, he had 24, 25 on us. I know, like we don't look at them as like the key players, but the little things they do helps them so much. Orlando didn't score that much.
He didn't.
The game we played them, but I wouldn't go watch him play other games, and he just
because he had 25 the night before that game.
When
I think back on that too. He sure did.
That's
the thing about that team. You got to look out because they got so many different guys can hurt you so many different ways.
And they just play as a team, but we got to play team ball as well.
What about toughest team you faced all year this year?
Toughest team we played was definitely GDS. They just had tools like John, JP, Jordan, Will, Solomon.
But you look at their games. They're playing 54-47. They're playing 60-59. All those 50-point games, but they're winning these games.
It's their defense. It's so solid. They keep you from scoring. It's really tough scoring them.
You think about a situation like you look at Will. You knew little Will since like you grew up probably with Will Dillard. Yeah, back in the old days. And a guy like that leaves a situation where he scored a lot of points, and then he hits a situation where you got to play defense. It's a change. And if you went through a change like that yourself, you'd be willing to make that kind of adjustment there. I mean, you like to score. You're a good scorer.
Yeah, I mean, I do whatever it takes to win basketball games, honestly.
The winning thing means a lot to you then.
Yes. What
about your three-point shot? Before I got to ask this question. Does your three-point shot, are you going forward, falling through, or are you falling back when you shoot your three?
It depends on, like, the situation I'm in. Like, if I'm coming off a screen, I'm going straight up, straight down. But if I'm, like, catching the ball, coming off a screen backwards, then I'll probably fall away, but I somehow try to make a way to find a shot.
Where did you pick it all up? Because you could have, as a kid, you could have sat around and watched your brother play and just said it's fun watching him play, but you got into it yourself, and in some ways you got into it just as big in football as you have in basketball. How did you get into it, and what got you rolling?
What got me rolling was, like, hearing people tell me, like, you're not going to be as good as your brother. I was like, okay.
So it was a driving factor for you then.
I was like, I gotta be myself, make my name for myself.
The good thing you got going too, because PJ was always real serious, and he still is, I'm sure, because I see him them numbers in Charlotte down. Some very good games. Had a 20-point game, a 10-rebound game. A little back, played defense and held Carmelo Anthony to 10 in that Knicks game. He's doing very well, playing more forward than guard these days, which is good. But from your standpoint, you seem a little more laid back than PJ. You seem like you got a little more humor, a little more kidding here and there, having a little more fun with it long. It was tough on PJ because it was serious business back when he was coming through.
Yeah, PJ, he's a serious guy on and off the court. I like to have fun sometimes, but when it comes down to business, I'll handle business.
Best basketball day of your life so far? When would that maybe have been? You've had a lot of games, I know.
Probably when we went to Las Vegas this summer with CP3. And I don't know, I just had a great basketball week. Like, it was just fun. We won every game. We didn't look back when we won the national championship.
You know, one more point I'll bring up before we get out of here. I remember PJ one night, I was up at the McDonald's on Cone Boulevard at Battleground, grabbing a little food late one evening on a Thursday night. Here goes PJ, I'm out of Carolina. He's in Carolina then. I said, what are you doing in town? It's Thursday night. He said, you're here watching my little brother play youth football championship game. I mean, he was always there for, gosh, he was over at Northwest. You guys had a basketball game a couple years ago. He went with the Hornets. He's really been a big supporter of yours over the years, too.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my biggest fans. I'm one of his biggest fans. I'll try to go to as many games as I can of his, and he'll try to come in my games. Or they'll tell me good luck before the game if he can't make it. And we just support each other like brothers.
And you got a little brother too, right?
Yeah, he's Walter. He's somewhere around here.
Walter's over there getting ready. He's going to be the next man in line.
Yeah, Walter thinks he's going to be a basketball guy, but he's the football size.
He's pretty stocky.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
And going back to the Turner family, William Turner, your dad, I mean, he was a sportsman too, right?
Yeah, my dad was an athlete, but he went to NC State, played football. He's a really good athlete. Like, he's 5'9", but he can jump. Like, he could jump back then, but now he's kind of big, so he can't jump as much as he used to.
Talking about the jumping, do you remember the first time you ever dunked, all the way back to the very first dunk you ever had?
First dunk I ever had was not until freshman year.
Freshman year in high school?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not the athletic type. I have bad knees.
You're joking or what? No?
I'm serious. My knees are terrible.
Does it affect you in football?
No. When I'm on the field, it's different. Like, in the games, I'm just a whole different type of player, like running everywhere, because I don't like getting tackled. So I just run.
Do you try to, like Ted Ginn does, try to get some distance between you and the defender, try to get that space and just leave the guy behind and take off? How do you work it?
I usually hit the 2 juke move and then just get around them.
Yeah.
Or I'll just find some way to break the tackle.
That little stutter step, that little double juke move, and that guy freezes for a second and you got to beat, you're gone, right?
Yeah, it works a lot.
So you like that go route, hit the road and
throw it up
and go get
go
it.
Get it.
Just like basketball, just go get the long ball, right?
Yes, sir.
Trey Turner with us from Northwest Guilford. Again, toughest kid from Northwest Guilford you face in practice every day. Who's the guy to get you ready for the games through your practice work?
Defensively, Thomas Hennigan. He's just a tough guy. Like, he brings the football into basketball. It's just tough to score on him.
Does that contagious? Does that spread to the other teammates too?
Yeah, I mean, he makes everybody mad but me. Like, everybody hates him in practice. I love it. I love it.
You and him are pretty good buddies. You guys hang around quite a bit. You guys hang out a lot.
We gained more of a close friendship these past 2 years.
A lot of respect for each other too, because you both play football and basketball. Both it's a big thing.
Yes, sir.
You look at the overall too. Who do you see yourself playing for this coming summer?
Right now, I'm playing for CP3 All-Stars once again. Me and the fellas. Like, I just don't see myself leaving them. It's such a great organization.
Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl on Sunday. They're definitely going to win, right?
Yeah. I mean, I really don't want them to, because I don't really like all the fans that are coming out.
You think a lot of people are showing up
they're just so good.
Like the game, yeah.
Yeah, everybody's coming out of nowhere, but they're so good. They're not going to lose.
What about MVP other than Cam Newton?
I'll say Thomas Davis.
Yep, a lot of people liking Thomas. Yeah. They like the defense side of that ball too. What those guys can do. If you were a defender for Denver, would you go after Cam's knees or try to get him on the ground, hold him down, and choke him?
Honestly, I just jump at him and hope for the best, because he's so big. It's probably hard to tackle him.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
6'3", almost 6'4". He is what, 6'4"?
He's 6'6".
I know he played taller than 6'4", and he's probably weighs about 260, I would say.
He's a linebacker size playing quarterback. It's just
he's like an old school, big, huge, almost like a big tight end who can do anything like a quarterback. Now, you said you play any defense at all? Football?
I played safety the last 4 or 5 games.
Enjoyed that?
Yeah, it was fun. But I'll play more defense next year.
You had a big game. I'm bringing up a lot of stuff about football, but you had a big game down around Raleigh, one of those Raleigh trips you guys took.
Oh, the Fuquay Arena game?
That was a huge game for you. Go back to that game. Maybe how close to 3 touchdowns that game, right?
Yes, I had 3 touchdowns. I had 13 catches, 217 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It was just like second half. I hit a point where I was like, all right, I really don't want to lose this game. And every time I got the ball, I got yards.
Do you go back to the huddle sometimes and tell the quarterback? I mean, the plays come from the coach, but do you tell the quarterback, get me the ball?
Yeah, I'll tell coach, I'm like, coach, give me this one, or give Thomas this one. Like me and Thomas, we talk on the field, and we both want the ball, we want to score. But I think they were double covered in Thomas, so he was really locked up that game, so I had to do something.
Did you get a lot of extra mail the week after that? Start getting more letters?
No.
More calls?
No. I got no.
It all comes.
letters.
Does it come by text more these days than it comes by mail?
It goes by them talking to my coach. My coach is a great communicator, and he's good at talking to the coaches for me.
As far as the caps, any idea what cap you may be putting on down the road someday? Is that cap still way
No,
out there?
it's still undecided. I have no idea right now.
It's like you said. I think you said it on your Twitter account. I used to follow your Twitter occasionally through Mr. Sarah's at News and Record. You're saying just blessed to get all those offers.
It's just blessing after blessing. Like, it's shocking, but it's just God doing it for me. He's blessing me on an everyday basis.
What are some of those things you want to do at Northwest before you leave, in both football and basketball? Same what you do before you leave there.
Football, I want to win states. I want to do that so bad. Like, I just want to win states in both sports, actually. And basketball, I obviously want to get the 1,000 points. But I want to break the scoring record. I feel like, I don't know what it is.
Who's got it? Rusty LaRue, maybe?
Yes, I think he does. Or either, I don't know, some old basketball player. He just scored almost every game. I don't know how many he had. I just want to break something and leave my name in the record books.
As far as the presidential race goes, any idea who might be the next president of the United States?
I have no idea right now.
You think Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders on the Democratic side?
Like Bernie Sanders.
He's going to upset her. What about on the Republican side? Do you think Trump's got a chance to be in there in the end?
I mean, the way everybody likes Trump, I guess he'll be there.
Do you sometimes, I mean, just from your own personality, you see what everybody else does, sometimes you go the other way just to be different?
Yeah, I just like being a different guy.
Yeah, and sometimes it's good too, not like say jump in the back, but it's hard not to be on the Panthers side though. That's tough because it's almost like we got the thing. I used to be a Redskin fan for years, true blood Redskin all the way. But when the Panthers came in, it's kind of like we don't get any Redskins information. Or if you can't get info on your team, it's hard to track your team.
I mean, I like Cam Newton. I just don't like anybody else on the team. I just don't like the team. It's just not.
If you were on that team, which receiver would you kick out of that lineup? If you made the team and somebody had to leave, who would you replace?
That's a tough one. Probably Tegan. He can't catch sometimes.
I know. But the thing about it is he actually ends up 50-50 because the bad plays he makes, the big plays he makes are just so big. And plus you got the return factor too, helps a whole bunch. Well, Trey, good luck to you as always.
Thank you.
Going back many days, congratulations on the good work. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
And hope you get that 1,000 before your end of your junior year.
Thank you.
You got it. Thank you, Trey. Got Thomas Hennig.